Hey everyone, welcome back to Open. Our next guest is an independent artist who, from the age of 6, has been singing, writing poetry, and ballads. His sound is a blend of pop and soul, believing that music is the best form of therapy. He's committed to being a vessel for relatability and vulnerability. And so we're just going to refer to him as the Dr. Feelgood. And of course, we're going to go into session, mi gente. Please help me welcome a songwriter and vocalist, Nino. Hello and welcome.
How are you?
Good. Yes,
Lovely to be here.
yes. That's the space that I think we all need to be in consciously. I want to say that's what we've experienced throughout the show. So, of course, we're going to conclude with this mindfulness in understanding that music is therapy.
It is. It's a safe haven. It's a space for people to let out their feelings, of course, in a general sense, but also I think it goes beyond just the physical realm. It has energy attached to it. It has, waveforms that can transform the way you think and the way you feel and the way you express yourself. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I like that you're even talking about the frequency, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's another conversation we don't really have
for sure.
Enough of, mm-hmm. right? And that is what I consider the invisible substance that is there, and is there by what we create and what we're experiencing. And that's what really determines our mood. And in that mood, that's what determines our quality of life.
Yeah, for sure. There's even a science behind like keys and different things like that. When you listen to a certain key, it kind of tells you what time of day it is, or it tells you what type of emotion it is. And if you go back in like history, Bach was known for that, for putting certain songs in certain keys, because he knew like where it was going to take people emotionally and mentally. So I think that, music and the science behind it is something that needs to be talked about a lot more, simply because like if more people got into it, I think like life would be a little more easier for some people. I can't really speak for everybody, but I think like music has a huge way of healing, huge way of lifting things off your shoulder. It has a huge way of, getting you to be more vulnerable with yourself.
So, and thank you for sharing that. And I wondered, like, do you apply that to what you do?
I do, for sure. I think before I didn't. I just love music in general. I grew up writing music, listening to music. I didn't really grow up on TV. But as I grew older and started to come into myself as a gay black man, as somebody that needed representation, I needed to dig deep into how I was putting songs together, because once I put this out there and I know that this might be useful for other people, I want to make sure that we're on the same page about how it made me feel and how it could make you feel, give you another perspective on a situation that you may not have been able to process before.
Right, or that you're unfamiliar with, right? Mm-hmm. Right, because you're representing a certain audience.
Yeah, for sure.
However, you're presenting it in a way that if you're not from that community, you have a better understanding.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
be able to relate to it as a human being.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose, to be a vessel of relatability and vulnerability. And also just making sure that when you write music and you express yourself, that you let people know it's okay to express yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Like to be authentic.
To be authentic, to be...
And to be transparent.
Exactly, genuine.
Right, to not self-censor.
Yeah.
Right,
to not
that's
self-sabotage.
Self-sabotage.
There you
Ooh,
go.
Ouch, yeah.
I think that's a problem that I used to have when I first started writing music, only because it was just fun to do. But as I'm growing as a person, I understand that if I don't let these feelings out, I'm self-sabotaging myself. I'm holding myself hostage.
How so? Just so that they understand?
When you don't let your feelings out, you neglect yourself. And let me find the right way to say this. I feel like the more let me just say this. As a songwriter, when you're writing music, if you can write about anything that you want to write about. But the moment you start writing a song from another experience that ain't your own, you neglect your whole situation. You neglect who you've been in the past. You neglect what's gotten you here. You neglect the reason that you're writing the song. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's important that you Make sure you stay genuine to your craft. Make sure your intention is set in motion, for lack of term.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know,
it's healthy for you, healthy for everybody else.
It absolutely is. Art is subjective. You can't create to please.
Yeah. The moment you do that, it's not your art anymore.
Right.
It's for everybody else, which is, it can still be a beautiful thing, but at the end of the day.
It's about balance, though.
Exactly.
Right. I'm just going with what you're saying.
No, it's true. If you don't have that balance, then you can't really put yourself out there as an artist. You can definitely write music for other people, but as an artist, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to represent? What are you trying to bring to the table?
Right. And that's, of course, with your own creations, right? I mean, you can work on both sides. You can work all ends, right? That's the conversation that seems to be coming into play this entire episode. However, what we're really discussing is the therapeutic aspect of your crafting and creating.
For sure.
Right? Yeah. And so how you're able to use it as your own medicine.
Yeah.
Even though it may serve as medicine for other individuals, right? And so I think we're in a place now. I think the pandemic played a really huge role in opening up that portal.
I think I've seen so many independent artists rise after COVID happened, and I think it's beautiful. I think
that's the upside to it.
Yeah. I think more people need to express what they're going through. So the world can have a conversation on how to heal or something. Like, well, let's just have a conversation about something to get something rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we're going to have to amplify that now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just like, now we need to put it on overdrive because we're up against overdrive right now.
There's a lot going on. Way too much.
much.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like that's why I find it therapy, because you have social media. You have other beautiful outlets like therapy, but sometimes some people find it hard to get up to do that. So yes, you can have therapy, you can have social media to vent on, but music is also another outlet. If you don't feel up to saying what you want to say to certain people, you can start by writing your own music.
Right, and it's also a way of releasing from your body.
For sure.
Just writing it.
Just writing it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you write it and then you read it and you don't realize that that's how you actually felt.
Right.
Sometimes the words just come out, and then as you're writing it and you read it back to yourself, or you sing it back to yourself, and whatever key you're singing it in, or however you're playing it, you start to go, wow, I didn't know it was that deep.
Yeah, and that's when you're working from this place of solitude, right? But then there's also the importance of community.
For sure.
I must mention that because that's also that plays a role in a person's well-being.
Yeah.
Right, and also we're in I want to say a unified battle. I don't even know if we should call it a battle, but we're here making sure that we are a stand for how we serve, because you also work with Brick.
Yes, I work with Brick and Sound.
I know we're here to discuss your artistry and you as an artist, but I think it's important that we also share that you're in this community as well.
Yeah.
In Brooklyn.
I am. So I work with Brick and Sound New York City, and most of the venues are in Manhattan, but I work in venues in Brooklyn, and there are venues all over the United States. And basically it's an independent and local artist showcase company that's given artists a platform to express themselves, no matter the gender, no matter the race, no matter the ethnicity, you know, like it's a space for everybody to come be creative, share your artistry, give other people perspectives, you know, start a conversation.
Right, and then there's Brick, that's like a sister company to us in Brooklyn, because it's the community media outlet for Brooklyn, and we're all, you know, dealing with legislation right now and making sure that we remain, right?
And stand up where it's important.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And so and then there's also the people you're subjecting yourself to, because if you're in the field, right, you want to be in the field. Even if you're on the back end of the field, right, serving in the production side, right, because you mentioned you're a showrunner.
I am a showrunner, so basically I'm there to make sure the show runs smoothly, make sure that everybody is accommodated and feels safe in the space, so that when they are performing, they can be their best selves. That's the most important, especially when sharing art and standing up for what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need the space to be able to do that, and we want to create that space for people.
And so with that, having less pressure of being in the front, how does that feed your work?
I think it feeds my work because it helps me not be afraid. We are all in this together in that sense. And I think it doesn't matter what role you play, we are all playing a crucial role to make change and to stand up for what we believe in and to share our art and to, you know, just heal the world. That's the most important. So it doesn't matter what role you're playing, we are all still playing a crucial part. No part is too small. It helps me because at the end of the day, then I don't feel scared to put in the work to help.
Right, right, and that's the idea, is that
Yeah.
nobody become afraid of sharing who they truly are.
Yeah.
Which is what they're trying to censor right now.
Which sucks, but they will not prevail.
No, they
because
will
there's
not.
a lot of people that have a lot to say, and we are going to encourage them to keep saying it. We're going to encourage them to speak up. We're going to encourage them to write music. We're going to encourage them to go to therapy. We're going to encourage them to do whatever they have to do to make a change. That's the most important.
Right, and also encourage each other to be together.
Yeah, and have community, because it can't happen just by one person.
And when I say be together, I mean genuinely be together. Right? Because I think that's the point we're at right now, right? So the upside to the pandemic was like, you know, everybody's like artistry rose to this other level of consciousness and understanding that it's a reflection of who you are and what it is that you need to bring into the world, right?
Yeah.
It's like birthing a child, right? And now we're being forced to have to really assess, like, do we really have differences?
That's the thing, you know? We are all human. We are all human. And I feel like that's why platforms like this and platforms like Brick and platforms like Breaking Sound is very important, because it removes any room for hate and negativity. It removes any room to keep us separated. And that's the most important. We need to stay united at all times, because living in this world is kind of hard. Living in this country is kind of hard, but that's a conversation for another day. But at the end of the day, we don't have to disregard that conversation. Let's start by creating spaces where we can all exist and be together as a community to rise, to make this country better, you know?
Yes, unified. Like genuinely unified.
Genuinely. Can we highlight that word, genuinely?
Genuinely.
Because some people just put in the work because they feel like they have to. But at the end of the day, we are all human.
Yeah.
You know, we all have to exist around each other, whether people like it or not. And I think it's only beneficial if we open ourselves up to community, you know?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. I love this conversation, and we can keep going on, but we do have to give you some time to present, right? And you're going to be performing for us, and I understand you're going to be performing a piece called Circle. What's that about?
So Circles, I wrote in 2021. It is about being in a relationship that may not necessarily be healthy at the moment, but understanding that both sides can put in the work to make it work. Yeah. I originally wrote it. My mom's gonna get me, but I wrote this about my parents in the beginning in 2016, and I put the song away, and it wasn't finished. And then I got into my own relationship, and whatever they were experiencing, I was experiencing, and it started to sit on me. And I said, okay, I need to write a song about this. I need to write a song about like not wanting it to fail, just make it work, even if it's hard, you know.
And figuring it out.
Figuring it out together.
Right.
Both efforts, community, putting it together.
Yes, what a wonderful conclusion.
Yeah, there you go.
Circles, baby. All right, Nino, everyone.
Yes.
How lovely. What a wonderful conversation. Thank you for that.
Thanks for
so
having me.
refreshing. Yes, Nino, once again, don't go anywhere, because when we return, Nino's going to perform for us, and you don't want to miss Circles. Nice.
Absolutely. That was lovely. Thank you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Open, here now to perform Circles. Let's give it up for Nino.
Whatever I've been saying, how we feel without trying to make it hurt. 'Cause it feels like we are trying to make a statement through fighting, but what is it worth? The only thing that we're hearing is anger, but never compromise. So what's the point of it all when negativity don't make it right? And I don't wanna play the blame game, the hate game all the time. 'Cause it's always the same thing, yet another try again. And we go in circles trying to make this thing right. But we go in circles and always end up here. Don't you know this gets tiring and we will get tired of this. But we go in circles and here we go again. Here we go again. And I don't wanna be here, and it does not have to be like this. Maybe I'm stuck in the past. I thought it would last, but two wrongs don't make it right. If this is love that it's worth, then why does it hurt us every time? I wanna know what the truth is. Don't you abuse it. Look me in my eyes. It seems like nothing is working, 'cause you keep searching and coming back every time. And I don't wanna play the blame game. I don't wanna play it, 'cause it's always the same thing, the same thing. Yet another try again. 1 minute we're enjoying each other's presence, we're feeling blessed, and suddenly we're throwing fight words, trying to be heard. How do we heal? But how do we heal if we don't care how each other feel? And how do we feel if we don't care, do we care? We go in circles, yeah. We're trying to make this thing right. We go circles and always end up here. Don't you know, we will get tired. We go in circles and here we go again. And I don't wanna be here, and it does not have to be like this. No. You wanna breathe, but I'm afraid of the distance. Even when you're on me, hugging and kissing, and I am no better, but I'm here to listen. Don't wanna risk this, so tell me, can we fix this? And baby, is it worth the fight? And do I keep holding on? Don't you know that we will get tired of this? But we go in circles and here we go again. Whatever happened to saying how we felt without trying to make it hurt? If this is love that it's worth, then why does it hurt us every time? Thank you.
Yes. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful way to conclude today's show, Nino.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Nino, everyone. Once again, be sure to check out Nino on Instagram at Nino Official Music. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, that is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all of our guests for coming through, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out this episode throughout the weekend and 24 hours a day at BronxNet.tv. I'm Rina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Happy Black History Month, mi gente. Amor. Yes, thank you.